brilliant Barcelona and legendary Lewandowski. They were the two highlights as Barcelona got off to a fantastic start in their quarter-final tie versus Borussia Dortmund. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Player Zone YouTube channel. And what's a game for Barcelona last night? We talked about Arsenal and how well they got off in their quarter-final tie, but Barcelona made the statement. They got the job done and basically secured the tie in that first leg there. Fantastic 4-0 result to beat Borussia Dortmund, who were beaten, I guess is the right word. They went nowhere near it versus Barcelona, especially in the second half. We'll get to the game breakdown in a minute, but first half they had their opportunities. Serhou Guirassy, Karim Adeyemi in and around the box having some opportunities, but good teams punish teams when they're down, and they come the second half, well, Barcelona just punished Borussia Dortmund, didn't go near them, slow to react, couldn't stop the flowing football that Barcelona were playing, and different types of goals, well-created goals, team goals, counter-attacking goals, they had the lot. And goals has been the word for Barcelona this season. Goals have been flowing in. I'll get to the numbers in a little bit, but throughout the whole season, yes, they've been fantastic defensively, but under Hansi Flick, it's been this relentlessness and ability to continue to score goals. I think under Xavi, they were a very solid defensive side, but weren't as clinical and as dominant in the front line as they are right now. You've got Raphinha, Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, Ferran Torres off the bench, all as really dangerous goal threats. And everyone else around them chips in. Pedri and De Jong were fantastic in midfield in this game here. And I'm going to be honest with you, the pressing from start to finish was absolutely superb. That is Hansi Flick's identity all over this side here, and that's why they got the easy 4-0 result in the end. Going through the play-by-play of this game here, it was a great start from Lamine Yamal and Barcelona. Lamine forcing a save from Kobel in the 5th minute, and then stood up a great ball across the box a few minutes later. Bensebaini on skates as he was backpedaling. Lamine Yamal was taking the piss early on, just left, right, dropping the shoulder. Defenders could not keep up with him. Defenders didn't know where he was going. Such a great two-footed player. They couldn't stop him. But Kobel yet again was the hero. Denied Lewandowski later on after Raphinha cut back. And that all happened in the opening quarter of an hour. Barcelona relentless on the front foot. Kobel with 2 or 3 massive saves before the 20-minute mark. Eventually, Barcelona would open the scoring in the 27th minute. A well-worked free kick towards the back post, then flicked on by Pau Kubasi, was going in the back of the net, but Raphinha, luckily enough, he was onside, got the important touch on that to divert it home to make it 1-0 for Barcelona. A deserved lead. Once again, though, I guess in an alternate reality, Raphinha's offside and that goal gets chalked off. But with the form he's in, the goals he's had this season, of course he's going to get the outstretched foot on that and find the back of the net, robbing Pau Kubasi of a goal, but adding to his tally for this season and just showing the sort of form and confidence he's in. He is a goal threat right now. He's going to get any touch he can on a ball to find the back of the net, and a deserved lead for Barcelona come the half-hour mark, 1-0 to that point in time. But then as the first half grew on, so did Borussia Dortmund and their confidence. Serhou Guirassy had the real big chance of Borussia Dortmund into that moment. He miskicked the ball into the box. And it was Karim Adeyemi working the left-hand channel yet again. The ball lands at the feet of Serhou Guirassy, but just basically swung and missed, and it hit his opposite foot and went wide. But that was a massive chance to Borussia Dortmund just before the 40th minute mark to draw level in an opening half where they didn't really have much control. The first half hour was all Barcelona. They grew in though towards the end of the first half. Another chance for Serhou Guirassy in the 45th minute. This time Adeyemi was able to get down that left-hand channel, cut the ball back to him inside the box. Adeyemi once again looking bright with his use of pace and his direct nature. A great ball into the box, but Guirassy unable to convert this chance once more, and it would come back yet again to Serhou Guirassy in the first minute of stoppage time in the first half, sending Pau Kubasi shops in many regards and getting the opportunity to shoot. However, putting his effort into the side netting. So 3 Guirassy chances in the space of 10 minutes, all missed for a player in fantastic form this season who has been their answer up top in terms of goals. Maybe a case of being a little bit rusty, not playing much on the weekend, coming on at the hour mark and only getting 30 minutes of game time. Sometimes it's better just to play your players, keep them fresh, keep them hot in many regards. But Guirassy not played as much, not selected as much in recent times, off the back of a little injury come the new year as well. Just looked really rusty in that first half, and the Guirassy at the start of the season would not be missing all 3 of those chances. So Barcelona went into half-time 1-0 up, but they'll be counting their lucky stars at that point in time, and I thought this is another Borussia Dortmund type battle where they'll find a way to scrape a result. Similar to what I said with the Real Madrid and Arsenal, you go into the half-time interval with the game very, very close, where realistically it could be really, really one-sided. Barcelona, if they'd put a few away early on, if Kobel is in fantastic form, they're probably 3-0 up in the opening half now, but then going to half-time, they're lucky to be 1-0 up. You could have thought Borussia Dortmund lead this game 2-1 come the interval, but they weren't. Barcelona, I think, were very, very happy that was the way it was going. But then a fantastic start to the second half. Robert Lewandowski making it 2-0 in the 48th minute. Lamine Yamal dinking the ball up towards the back post. Raphinha heading it back across the 6-yard box. And basically from the goal line, Lewandowski heading that ball home and into the back of the net. And of course, have to be the big three linking up. Yamal into Raphinha and then into Robert Lewandowski to find the back of the net. A massive goal for him and I guess a bit of history, becoming the greatest scorer beyond the age of 35 years old, passing Cristiano Ronaldo with his 13th goal after turning 35. So a fantastic achievement for Robert Lewandowski and what would be a fantastic night for himself because he capped off another superb team goal to make it 3-0 in the 66th minute. A counter-attack started by Fermin Lopez. He fed through Lamine Yamal, who held the ball up fantastically well, and then we knew it was going to happen. I remember seeing the footage live, being like, oh, this pass is going to one place and one place only. The return ball to Fermin didn't have to break stride. He then set the ball up for the centre forward to tap home in the box. 3-0. Classic counter-attacking goal, great movement, great ability to win the ball back in a deep position, and then the way they sprang that counter-attack, the precision of the passing from Fermin, Lamine and company, and then the finish from Lewandowski, it showed a team that was polished, a top-tier side, a team that's working together well, that the cogs are turning really well, whereas you look at Borussia Dortmund giving the ball away, getting caught out in the break, a team that's really all over the place, a symbol of this, I guess, the comparison of their two seasons, symbolic of their years. Borussia Dortmund breaks up very easily. Things can go wrong very quickly, as easily as things can go well. Barcelona, consistent, relentless, scoring goals for fun, and to be honest, things are happening, and they're rolling at the moment, and the momentum's on their side, and they were deserving of that 3-0 lead. Growing onto that, it would be a fourth goal not long later, a poor back pass. Lewandowski broke up. It then landed at the feet of Raphinha, who played the ball into Lamine Yamal to score the goal. The front three then all scoring in a 4-0 result there. Dortmund did finish well though. The 80th minute, a few repetitive corners, a few chances. A great double block from Ronald Araujo in the 88th minute to deny Borussia Dortmund a goal, keep the clean sheet, and basically end the tie in this opening leg. It ended up with a 4-0 result for Barcelona. As I said, the key word is relentless. They punished them, and they were dominant throughout the full 90 minutes. A true display and a true reflection of how good they've been all season long, to be honest with you. Dortmund had their opportunities, they couldn't take it, and once Barcelona got back in control, they put it in cruise control, and they absolutely smashed them about. And it was quite symbolic. The front three all got a goal in this game here because these guys have been ridiculous this season. Some of the stats for you: Lewandowski's 40th goal of the campaign. I was critical on him towards the end of last season. I thought he was one of the reasons that Xavi got sacked. Not good enough up top, not energetic enough, but he's just revitalised himself under his former coach, Hansi Flick. Raphinha, his 50th goal contribution, 28 goals and 22 assists across all competitions this season. And Lamine Yamal, well, we keep talking about him. He's been fabulous. 14 goals, 17 assists on the season. The most goals scored by an under 18-year-old. He hasn't even turned 18 yet, and he could go on and win a quadruple come the end of this season here. Again, another sign of what Barcelona do best. They find these young talents, they develop them, and they become absolute superstars. It's a symbol for Spain, it's a symbol for Barcelona, and you know what, right now in world football, he's becoming the man and the face of world football right now. It could have been Mbappe, it could have been Haaland, but I think we're looking at him right here, and he's 17 years old, under all sorts of pressure. He is fulfilling us the prophecy of the next Messi. We've seen the photos of that when he's a child and Messi's holding him. The aura's passed through him because he has been fantastic, and yet again, the goal he scored in the game, just classy. Class personified. His link-up play was fantastic. Looking at the stats, 60% possession, they dominated the ball, the 3.71 XG, they converted on their chances, they made the most of them, versus Borussia Dortmund with a 1.3 XG, missed opportunities, missed chances. Sergio Rossi will be kicking himself. He was really poor in this game here. A shadow of his best self. Maximilian Bayer came on, made much of a difference. He was much better, more energetic, runs in behind, tracking back defensively, linking up with Karim Adeyemi. I thought they'd go with the front two, and they'd go with the pace option and the counter-attacking opportunities, but they didn't choose that. I think it really hurt them in this game here, especially how underdone Serhou Guirassy was. 5 big chances created for Barcelona versus the 2 for Borussia Dortmund. Kobel making the 5 saves in this game here. If he didn't, could have looked even worse. I think it's a game that could have gone either way. If Dortmund take their chances come the end of the first half, we're looking at probably a 3-2 Barcelona win or potentially a 2-2 draw. But as it was, they're not taking their chances, and Kobel making some important saves. It only ended up being 4-0. It could have been 6-0 to Barcelona. So a real game that could have swung either way, but in the end, Barcelona getting the advantage in this first game here. Some of the key players, it's not going to take rocket science here to work out your key players. Man of the match is Robert Lewandowski, 8.8 match rating, 2 goals, 32 touches, winning both his aerial duels in this game here. I think Robert Lewandowski, and something I have to touch on, I guess, in a podcast where I said a video later on, is looks like he's, as I said, revitalised. He's got that energy back in the legs. Yes, he's not as rapid as he was or as physical as he was, but his nous has always been the ability to score in the box and get into the box at the right time. I feel like last season he was slow to get to the box, slow to get to those cutbacks, not in the right position he needed to be. And I thought that was a sign of his age. I thought the legs had gone. But what Hansi Flick, and I guess this side around him has done, this young, rejuvenated side that presses so well, that so much energy around him, he has to do the simple things, which is purely just get to that spot in the box. Make that effort when he's in and around the box to finish the chances. And we're seeing he leads the 4th goal with his ability to press as well. He's almost been energised by the players around him, by the form and the energy outputted by Raphinha, the intensity given by Lamine Yamal, what we're seeing from Casado, De Jong and Pedri week in, week out in midfield. It's almost given him energy. It's diffused him with that ability to go and charge and chase balls down and run in behind. And it's something I thought I'd never ever see, but we're seeing this season, especially in La Liga, Lewandowski making the runs in behind, responding to early balls from Lamine Yamal and Raphinha. And it's been a fantastic turnaround. 40 goals, and I'm pretty sure at the age of 38 or 37, if I'm not mistaken. It's just ridiculous. He looks like he's got another 2 or 3 more years in him, the way he's playing. And when you're surrounded by such great players, sometimes it can be hard to consistently get on the score sheet because others around you taking those opportunities. But he's benefiting off this. He's making the most of their presence and is boosting their presence as well. By him being there, we get to see what Lamine Yamal can do in terms of his passing accuracy, and we see Raphinha become a pass-first chance creation type player because Lewandowski's finishing the chances off. And then equally as so, Lewandowski's been upped his game because of the energy created from Raphinha, and he's smart and trickier in the ball, and Lamine Yamal's trickier on the ball. We see Ansu Fati come back in this game here as well. Firmino in the number 10 position, Dani Olmo in the number 10 position. He's been lifted up from them. He's lifted them as well. And I think it's a great combination. And that's why Barcelona are just flourishing right now, because everyone's chipping in and helping each other out. It's a team press. It's a team intensity. It's commitment to numbers forward. It's one-touch stuff. It's quick play. Turn a transition in possession. They're off and they're to the races. And 2 goals today. We're just down to pressing and counter-attacking football. Barcelona doing it so well. And as I said, Hansi Flick's identity is all over this Barcelona side, and that's why they're so ruthless at this current point in time. Obviously, Raphinha has to get a shout-out in this game as well. 8.9 match rating, a goal, 2 assists, 55 touches, 5 key passes in this game here. The 2 big chances created, won 3 out of 6 of his ground duels. He is a symbol of this turnaround. Struggled last season. We saw moments, spurts of what he could be, but it felt like a bit of an Antoine Griezmann. It felt like a bit of a Memphis Depay. It felt like it was just going to fall short. It was going to be a hit and hope type signing from a few years ago that never would have fitted. But what we've seen this year, he's been given the armband. He's been given belief by the manager. He's got a system around him that I think makes the most of what he learnt with Bielsa at Leeds and his natural Brazilian identity, which is creative flair and freedom. He's got Casado, De Jong, Pedri, hard workers behind him who can cover for him defensively, but he's also tracking back and defending. But because they're there, he has the license to take the game on and make some ridiculous passes. His pass accuracy in this game here was in the 70%, so it wasn't at a top tier elite level, but he takes the game on. He makes these ridiculous passes sometimes, but he also will miss them. But I think because of how solid they are defensively and how they press and be a unit defensively, it allows him that creative spark, that creative freedom, that fills his canvas, and he takes the game on and he gets his great moments and great goals and great assists because of that. He was fantastic yet again. He had his fingerprints all over this game here, like he has all season. They really, really would be a different side without Raphinha this season. That says a lot about him. Went for me, squad player to essential key player, whether it be in the 10, on the right, or as he's found himself a lot on the left as well. So he does a bit of everything and did it again this game here. His Champions League run has been ridiculous, better than Vinicius of last season. And that's why I think for me right now, Ballon d'Or is heading Raphinha's way if it continues this way going into the end of the season. And then obviously Lamine Yamal completing the trio up top, the 8.4 match rating, got that goal in transition, 56 touches of the football, 81% pass accuracy, one of his best games to his accuracy of passes, 3 key passes, 3 out of 5 ground duels won, the 2 shots on target to go with the 2 off target. He took the game on, he had defenders on skates, he was relentless in terms of his attacking football, never let those fullbacks or centre halves relax, constantly going at them, constantly dropping the shoulder, in and out, left foot, right foot. He didn't really know where to go. And we'll have to talk about Desiree Doué in another video, but these two right now are going bar for bar at the moment. They are killing it in their respective clubs, in their respective leagues, on the national stage as well. I cannot wait to see that matchup potentially at the World Cup or potentially in a Champions League game coming up as well, because these two superstars are carrying their sides in many regards. It was another fantastic performance from Lamine Yamal. Again, he fades in and out of games, but this is one of his more consistent performances where he was constantly on the ball, constantly taking the game on, and you can see the difference it makes of Barcelona. So tricky, so creative. When he gets on it, he creates spaces for others, Lewandowski, Raphinha, De Jong, and others to open up space for them to take the game on as well. So he was fantastic again here. Obviously the front three are the key players, but big shout outs to De Jong coming into the side and playing a great role in midfield, Pedri as well. And I think Fermin had a great first half. He's had a real hit or miss type season. Fantastic last year. I think he excelled a lot, made a lot of development. This year's been harder. Dani Olmo's coming to the side. Obviously Raphinha's played at the 10 throughout the key period of this season. He's had limited minutes, but hit the post today. And all in all, had a lot of big chances and worked really hard with it without the football. So massive nearly game from Fermin Lopez in this one here. But all in all, Barcelona, a 4-0 lead, probably too much of a hill to climb for Borussia Dortmund. That means Barcelona have 1 foot in a semi-final. And I keep saying it, the quadruple is absolutely on. The side this season, 145 goals in all competitions. The strongest throughout the year in Europe. The strongest at their peak in Europe as well. I think they've had the best peak, the best consistency of the season, obviously the best system, and right now the best attack in world football as well. There's no reason why they can't go and do the quadruple. The league is in their hands, a 4-point gap. They have 1 foot in a semi-final of the Champions League, already won the Super Cup. They've got a Copa del Rey final versus Real Madrid to come as well. It could be an historic season for Barcelona. Hansi Flick is his first season in charge. A lot to be excited for. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. What are your thoughts on this Barcelona side? Can anyone stop them right now in world football? Because right now it looks like it's a one-way train to that final in Munich. If you enjoyed the video, guys, smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players and Channel for more content like this, and press that post notification bell so you know we upload more videos, podcasts, and reaction content here on the channel. With that being said, guys, hope you have a great day. Enjoy the upcoming football over the weekend, and I'll see you guys in that video very, very soon. Till next time, guys. See you later.